Hi guys, Chuck here, back in Planet Crafter. Now we have a few things we want to try to accomplish on this go around. For one, we need to make more of those explosives so we can go explore some of those new biomes. But main priority right now is obviously getting pressure to increase a little faster. We got oxygen, we got heat going. We need pressure. So first thing we're gonna do is check that pressure increasing rocket. So that's pressure multiplier. All right, we need an engine, 2 alloys, and 3 silicons. Let's mark that. Blueprint. Let's come in here and gather our stuff. We need a couple super alloys, which I know I've got them scattered around. We don't have too many yet, though. In fact, I might not even have enough. I know we can make one, and I just think it takes like 6 different items. So I'm thinking, let's go check that real quick here. So cobalt, iron. Well, we already got cobalt, iron, magnesium, titanium, aluminum, silicon. So we need iron. We need a titanium, magnesium. I know we were grabbing a silicon for something else, so I'll grab another one to make sure I got enough there. Aluminum and a cobalt. Let's go here and make that other alloy really quick. All right, now we have those. Now we need actually 3 silicons. And I have 3. And we just need to get a rocket motor. And I know I've got a bunch of those still because we've been collecting them. And so now we can launch that. Let's go launch that really quick. It's going to help our pressure. And now I know if I put another drill down, we're going to immediately run out of power. So we need to get another reactor going. Luckily, we can launch this. I can't remember what type of asteroids that thing brings. Iridium. Well, we got an iridium mine over there. Well, we don't have a mine yet in the cave. So there, it's our extreme need for uranium. Yeah, the iridium, when these rocks disappear, we'll be left with iridium. We just have to collect it rather quickly, because I think it does eventually go away. Now, what do we have on this blue crate? Yeah, we'll eat the food. So I need to get over to that uranium cave and see if we have enough, because right now we need to get another power plant put down so we can build more extractors. And so we can build more drills, because we really want to get that pressure multiplying faster. I'd like to be able to get some of that stuff set and get it kind of cranking. I know we keep checking that when we come over here. I probably should just empty it, get rid of it. All right, let's hope we got some. All right, we got a tree spreader. Let's clear this out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, well, and we got another one in there. Part of me feels like I should just kind of wait this out. Hang out over here for a little while. And try to go back with a bit more uranium. Because if we can get, we have like one, I think, uranium rod back at the base. And we have enough here to make one more. But if I get 3, then I can build another power plant. And that's really kind of what we need, is that other power plant put down, which will allow us more, you know, another power plant's going to let us put another drill down, maybe a couple more extractors, get things moving along. Because what I'm anxious to get to now is the trade rockets. Because then you start earning what they call Terra tokens, which is this game's currency. You get those tokens, and you can, obviously there's goods you can get from the trade rocket, and some of it is really nice stuff, like extra blueprints. I mean, there are these storage lockers that are really incredible. I know I've mentioned that before. And different types of buildings. There's an even larger base building you can unlock, and just a lot of good stuff. So we want to get there, because you can even automate a lot of trade by you know, we're going back in this wreck because the last time we were here we didn't have that. So we're going to go ahead and get a lot of these circuit boards while we're here. And you know, if we're lucky, maybe find some more uranium rods in here somewhere. It's kind of what I'm hoping for, but I don't think I would have left any behind when I was here last. I probably gathered them all. But we can grab those circuit boards while we're here. Yeah, this looks really familiar. I think we've been here. Let's go back downstairs. There's something inside. Can't deconstruct that. Nothing we want, though. We've almost filled the inventory. So I think let's just deconstruct a couple more of these. Excuse me. Just kind of caught me by surprise there. Well, we came out looking for uranium. We got some uranium and an absolute boatload of circuit boards. So now we have to get out of here. Let's grab a quick breather here. I think we can take the scenic route back to the base. I think we've been down here already. Well, let's just run down here and double check. Yeah, but I think we've been here already. So we'll get out of here and continue on. You dump these circuit boards. Make a uranium. Now look at this. Look at this. We're starting to see trees. Pretty soon, I think that wall is going to be broken. And we'll be able to make that really easy move between this area and where the base is. I'm even going to see if I can make it up here. Well, not quite yet. And I think we're going to have to pause the recording here in a second because I have a furry feline who has decided that he wants to block my view of the screen. So we will be right back. Well, let's see if we can manage this. He's currently blocking the second monitor. Maybe that's the key. If you have cats, you have to have a decoy monitor. Just like a decoy keyboard in case they want to sit on your keyboard. Alright, made it over that wall. Pretty soon that's going to break. Get a big old tree that grows there and you can just slip right through. I don't know why, like I said, I'm playing on controller. That sometimes, oh, there's where those iridium asteroids hit. You know, you do the right trigger for the jetpack, and occasionally the thing will just quit. So if you see me like jetpacking and dropping to the ground, that's what's going on. Now let's and let's pause again. Alright, adventures in cat wrangling. Let's see. Made another rod. How many rods does that give us now? Got one there. We got none there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more pieces of uranium. So if I go back and get at least one more, we'll be able to have 2 rods. And I need to get rid of the other things in my inventory, and we might run right back there and retrieve more. And then we're back again. I imagine these little pauses don't look like much from your end, but I keep having to pause the recording because I have a very needy cat right now, and he wants to be constantly blocking the screen. Now we're going to go for more uranium. Now this time let's not get sidetracked. hopefully we could find enough to make a couple rods. Is what I'm really hoping for. Get a lot more greenery growing. Now we want to get one of those tree spreaders put down as well. Those things will really help your biomass and all that sort of thing. And oxygen. All right, I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. So that's going to get us another rod, but not quite 2 more. And just kind of hoping for 2 more. Yeah, it's going to take a while. We'd stand here forever waiting on them. Check that. I don't know what it has that we need, but I think we'll grab the aluminum and the cobalt. Cobalt is always in high demand for oxygen bottles, but a couple more stages we're not going to need those anymore. Although we're going to need one here really soon unless we can make it back in the door before it hits. Let's try to do that. And we made it. All right, now we need to get another rod. Now let's see what else we're needing for that power plant. Yeah, we need another rod, explosive powder, and an alloy. And I don't think I have enough alloy, but we do have an extractor in that alloy cave. So that's not going to be a problem. Getting more alloys now. But most things we're really stocking up quite well on. But I have just a sneaking feeling that the minute I build another drill, power is going to go hell in a handbasket. So let's see what else we're going to unlock soon. We got 1.23 on the pressure. The T3 unlocks at 13. Well, we're pretty close to a nuclear fusion generator at 750 heat, which we're going to be at that before too long. And did I build that air filter yet? I don't think I did. So let's go over here and check on... Yeah, I need all of those goodies. Bioplastic and a methane cartridge, a fabric, an osmium super alloy. Do I have any of that stuff? Let's check for that. So I need 2 bioplastics. I'm pretty sure I had that methane and I dumped it in the storage here. So I need 1 more bioplastic, a super alloy, and some osmium and a fabric. Well, there's the osmium. And the auto crafter. All right. That is really kind of a big deal now. That makes things a lot easier. And we're going to try to get that built ASAP and then show you how that works. But for the... In fact, let's go ahead and look at that right now. Well, let's look and see if we got a super alloy in here anywhere. And that fabric. I have the fabric. I have a super alloy rod, but not an alloy. I might need to venture down to the super alloy cave, but let's look at that auto crafter. Now, all right, we need another osmium in that super alloy rod. So, I think we're going to go ahead and build that. We're going to put that right here in the middle. Now, the auto crafters are going to draw from everything within a certain radius. Now, we just went low power. So, I think we're going to have to dismantle the auto crafter for now. But, so we need definitely to get more power generation going. Now let's check out where we were for that fusion generator. We are getting fairly close on that. So I think what we can do, yeah, food level low. Let's eat. Now let's dump a lot of this stuff. Let's put it away for now. And I'll just go right over here to my miscellaneous canister and start dumping. Well, I'll dump the iridium stuff, the uranium things down here. So we're getting close. All right, we got 3 oxygen cans, a couple waters. Let's get some more oxygen. 3 more. If I had that auto crafter, we could craft those right there. All right, there's 3 more oxygen. Let's look into how much sulfur do I have and iridium. None. All right, let's check down here for iridium. I have a couple of them. I'm going to need to go get a couple more. And some more sulfur because I want to make more bombs, which means we need explosive powder. And explosive powder needs 2 sulfur and an iridium. So we're going to run over here and grab some sulfur and hopefully find some iridium on the way. Well, yeah, that settles that. I kind of forgot about the... No, there. See that? It's an uncommon larva. We're going to go ahead and pick that up. Now, these... I forgot about the iridium asteroid that we had triggered a while back, so we're going to have all the iridium we need just lying around. Going to go grab a few more. So we'll eventually start being able to put those larvae in these incubators and come up with different types of critters like bees, butterflies, and all sorts of interesting things like that. So the larvae are going to start appearing everywhere. Now there's going to be common ones which you'll find all over the place. But then if you find those uncommon ones, you know, you can use those for some more advanced critters. Well, we filled that one up. So we're gonna go over and get that sulfur before we got, oh, it's headed for before we got so sidetracked. The first thing I'm going to do is check the extractor I have in the sulfur area. Try to grab sulfur out of there, and then we'll duck into that cave where the osmium is, because there's also a fair amount of sulfur in that cave. But we've got plenty here, so we're just going to take all that and head back. Make some explosive powder and make some bombs. Oh, need the iridium. I forgot we picked all that up, but then we went over here and dumped it. I got 3 pieces there. Let's grab some more over here. All right. So that just takes 2 explosive powders and a circuit board. So let's make a bunch of explosive powder. The nice thing about the auto crafter when we get that thing unlocked is you can just sit there and really crank out large quantities of stuff fast. All right, well, ran ourselves out of, so if that takes 2 explosive powders and I have 6, that means we can make 3 bombs. And what was I coming over here to get? I just, train of thought, just jumped the track. Yeah, circuit board things. All right. All right. That should get us 3 more of those explosives. Now I just have to remember where to go to use them. But we might just go exploring. We got a T2 tree spreader. I think before we go exploring, we're going to try to put down a tree spreader. But some of the other biomes you can unlock with the explosives give you some really interesting tree seeds that you can't find around here. And you can see what that takes. We need zeolite, an alloy, bacteria sample, tree bark, T2 fertilizer. I think we could get enough stuff to make that. Let's pin that really quick, and let's go back and see if we have enough stuff to make that. I might not have the alloy, but we can always craft one if we need it. Bacteria sample, we're going to need to grab algae for that. Alright, this should be enough to do for now. So we need one bacteria sample. Yeah, I might have one of those. We might have one stored. What are these? Are these mutagens? Yeah. Let's see. Well, maybe not. Nope, I guess I don't. Well, back we go. I need 2 more bottles of water to get that. Then we'll need the zeolite. And looky there, I got the bacteria sample. I got the zeolite. Now we need a T2 fertilizer, which I got that. Now we just need a tree bark and a super alloy. We'll be all good to go. I don't know if I get any super alloys in storage though. So we might have to make one, which I believe takes, yeah, 6 different things. I can't remember the 6 things. I think. That might have been it. Let's go back and try to make that. Hopefully I guessed right. Yes, I guessed right. Okay, now we have that. So if we had the auto crafter, we just go over there and say super alloy, boom, and you have it. Without having to go around and gather the stuff, because it just pulls from the surrounding storage. So now all I need is what? A tree bark? And we have that. We got here and get a tree bark. Now we're going to need a seed to put in it. Now, depending on the seeds you put in there, you get different types of trees. So we got, obviously, a golden seed gets you a big multiplier. We have a couple of those, so we'll put that in there. And we will venture a little farther away from the base, because you don't want trees sprouting up right in front of your entrance and you can't get in the door. Now, let's see if we... Well, we can't put that there without losing power. So we really are just trying to get power at this point. So I think we'll have to dismantle that. Now power is back. And we're going to have to go over here. We're going to have to put all this stuff. Whoops, I want to keep the bombs on me, because we might go ahead and use those. All right. We are fast running out of storage. Need to probably... Did I just dump more of those bombs in there? Yes, I did. Want to keep those on me. We might use them. Meantime, I need a drink of water. I need to eat something, and I'm hesitant to eat those because they're used in some crafting. So... Alright, that should do me. We're going to go for some more uranium. And let's hope we get enough. I'll see you when we get there. Well, we are over here at the uranium cave. I just decided to skip the trip over. And we kind of hit the jackpot. So, that's, before we built these, remember what I was saying, these T2 extractors were a big deal. It seems like this whole game, you're always looking forward to the next thing. And I kind of overuse the word game changer. But that really is the case with a lot of the things you unlock here. You're constantly, every next thing you unlock is a big improvement on what you're able to do. So if you remember, like when we started and the planet was all red and desolate looking, and just to come over here and back to try to gather some aluminum was a big deal because we would run out of oxygen so fast. Now we can traverse these huge distances without having to worry about it. So we're going to be able to get another uranium rod, which is going to set us up pretty good. All right, now let's check that blueprint. Even though we're going to have the next reactor unlocked pretty soon. Explosive powder, we need an alloy and 3 water bottles. Need these other 2 rods though. And we're going to need a couple of those. And one of those. What else do we need? Well, we need that super alloy and 3 water bottles. If I don't have the alloy, we'll run over to the alloy cave and grab one. Or I'll just craft another one here. I think maybe I'll craft another one here. Save us the time. So let's grab what we need to craft one. We have that. We need one of those. And we need one of those. And we have a cobalt. So I think we could be good. All right, now what do we have? What do we have? We just need those 3 water bottles so we can get another reactor put down. Then I think we could safely build that tree spreader. So this was our big bottleneck that we've hit. Was how long did it take us to get, our power issues sorted? So now, do I still have the things for that tree spreader? No, I need another alloy. Zeolite, bacteria, tree bark, and T2 fertilizer. All right. And guess what? We have enough uranium for another rod. But I'm just gonna... In fact, I might go ahead and just make that right now. No, we're 1 short. Okay, it's gonna get dumped in storage. Well, now I got enough for another rod. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I am one short of making 2 more rods. So we could almost get another reactor down. I think one more trip to the uranium cave, we probably will be able to get another reactor down if we need it. So let's look for that. Obviously, I need a zeolite. Now we need that T2 fertilizer, the tree bark, the bacteria, and the alloy. So we need to make the alloy. Anyway, we'll have to grab the items we need for that. All right, let's go over here and make that really quick. So we have that now. I just have to grab out of the storage our tree bark, our bacteria. And look at that, we had the super alloy there as well. So I didn't need to make another one, but it can't hurt. Can't hurt to have it. Now, do we have that golden seed? Or did I just dump that too? Yep, there it is. All right, let's go out and build a tree spreader. We'll put that, like I said, out here. You can put them anywhere you want, really. I know we're going to like a lot of this flat ground for building more power and things like that. We could put that right there. Now, there was something else I was going to build before we ran out of power. Now, I think that was an auto crafter. So, let's see what we need for an auto crafter. All right, 2 osmiums and an alloy rod, which we have all that here. If we can build that without running out of power. Yes, all right. Now, this is really a big deal. Let me show you here. You can hit craft, and you can just go. All right, you hit that, then you can pick up any recipes you have. And if the items are within range, you can just craft it automatically. So mutagen, alloy, you want to make a water bottle, you want to make oxygen capsules, uranium rod. So watch this. It'll just keep crafting until the materials run out. So you would have to stop it. All right, now we just stopped that. I mean, we made an oxygen canister while we were at it. We can make an iridium rod. We can make another super alloy rod. And apparently we have enough alloys in storage, which I didn't realize we did. We can make a rocket engine if we want. We can make more bacteria. So we're going to tell it to quit making that. So we go back up there. We can take the items out here that we made. And we left that blank. But if you go up here to the top, you hit that. You can select any of these things. It'll make them until it's out of stuff. So if you only want to make one, you have to make it. Then you have to go back over here and select this blank spot really quick to stop it. Or it'll just keep cranking that stuff out. And even our bombs. Come on. We can make bombs too. Just sit here and keep producing stuff. Now this is really handy when we get automation going. So for now, we got the auto crafter. We are 14% toward insects. Look here, I still need. Well, that heat is moving along. I was so paranoid about getting that power down, and here nuclear fusion is going to unlock very soon. Now, as oxygen goes, we're going to get a water life collector. So we'll be able to get fish eggs. We're going to make fish, but that's still going to take a while. Now, moving up here to terraformation index, we're going to get an incubator where you put larvae and mutagen in there, and then you can get different things from that. I need to take a drink of water, it tells me, or I'm going to kick the bucket. So let's run over here. And, you know, the one mechanic in survival games, which I don't think is so accurate, it's that you can forget to eat or drink. When, you know, if it's real life, you're not just to be like, oh, darn it, I just forgot to eat. I'm in trouble. You know, it's not the case. I think a lot of these games should probably just kind of automate that. You know, that if you have food, you're going to eat it. It's like going to the bathroom. You know, they never tell you have to, like, go poop somewhere. Now, we forgot to put that. We can't put that gold seed. We need actual tree seed. I forgot about that little detail. So we put that there for now, but there's different types of seeds you can get to put in those tree spreaders. So that means we want to venture out with a minimum, like, we got oxygen, we got water, we got a couple food items. But I'm going to go eat a couple food items before we leave. And then, well, we are all filled up on food. So, is it getting dark? What I want to look for is that speed increase on the car, and I want to put that beacon on the car. So I need a zeolite, an osmium, and a super alloy. Let's go grab that, because I think we're going to venture out on a little trip, and I think we would like to have that. And I just forgot what we were coming here to get. The zeolite, the super alloy, and something else. And osmium, I think. Nuclear fusion generator. All right. Let's see what that takes before we go. Well, look at that. Lots of alloys and lots of pulsar quartz. I think we have all that. So let's hold off on the car upgrade. Let's go in here and let's look at the pulsar quartz. How many did we need? Need one more. We needed 5 of those. And we need 4 super alloys, which, you know what? Here we are, auto crafter. We want to make some super alloys, so we want to make 1, 2, Ah, and it tells us we can't make any more. You know why? Because I think we're out of cobalt. We look here, yeah, we didn't have much cobalt left. So now we still need one more alloy. This means if we can go out here and find a piece of cobalt, we can craft another super alloy right fast. So let's just buzz around. I don't have to go all the way down to the super alloy cave just to grab one. I thought, well, I can find a piece of cobalt easy. And look here. That's grown, so watch this. Walk up to that, hit climb, and we're up on top now. Well, it doesn't seem like a big deal, but it kind of is. Because now there's other stuff we can find up here, like chunks of zeolite, which we really don't need anymore right now, but... And we have a crate here with, looky here, all sorts of goodies in there. Even though we're not scrambling for uranium rods now. And back down. And we got the cobalt we needed, so let's go back and put that fusion generator down. And then we're going to be sitting pretty good for power for a little while. We'll be able to build some more drills and build a few more things before we run out. And by then, we'll just be able to get more of the pulsar quartz and be able to make another... Anyway, let's make one more alloy. Huh? Now watch this. Put that there, and then it makes the alloy. Because it doesn't pull from your personal inventory. I'd forgotten that little detail. So you can put the ingredients there, and it'll turn around and crank them out and make what you need to make. So, we got all these nuke reactors here, which are going to let them run. We're going to put this fusion reactor down. Now look, they don't take up nearly as much space, and you can put them outside or inside. So a little trick that we can use, and we'll probably cover that, is you can make a room and fill it with these things, and then you can put one of those multiplier items in there. I can't remember what it's called now. We have a DNA manipulator now. We have a gas. Okay, we're going to go ahead and build that stuff soon. But it's not entirely urgent right now. Anyway, the optimizer, I think, is what it's called. I just can't remember where it's located. It's one of these. So you put that, and then you put one of those fuses in there, and it increases the output of any machines nearby. So you put a bunch of those fusion reactors in a room, like you can build upper levels on the base and put ladders in and stuff. You put one up there, you put one of those optimizers in the middle of that, and you put a half dozen of those fusion things around it, and you got power to burn at that point. You're rolling. So now we're pretty good on power. We're getting close to insect stage. We need to do a bit more with that pressure, because heat is going, oxygen is still going, but that biomass, once we start making critters, that'll increase as well. So that's where we are. We need to increase pressure, but we got our power issues, I think, about sorted out. So we're going to call it right there. Next time around, we're going to go exploring those bomb areas like I said, we were going to this time. And we'll cover that next time out and get some more drills put down and get that pressure going up. So I hope you've enjoyed this video or found it informative. If you have, please like and subscribe, and I will catch you next time.